All right, we are going live in just a moment. So we're um, just waiting on the DJ to get us going.
You got 3 cannons today? I got 3 cannons today?
Yes.
Yeah, sure do. Got a full house.
Yes.
Who else you have?
We have
Jeremy McCoy.
Jeremy Court from
Jazzy City.
candidate for sheriff in Yazoo.
This chair is crazy.
They have big report.
Yeah,
Good evening, everybody. This is Fabian Nelson with the Reliable Representation Talk Show. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We're sorry that we're off to a little bit of a later start, but hey, look better late than never. We have some very interesting guests that were with us today. We're going to be hearing from Jody Owens, our current district attorney for Hinds County. We're going to be hearing from Ty Pinkins, which is a candidate and the Democratic nominee for Mississippi Secretary of State, as well as Mr. Jeremy Bull McCoy from Yazoo County. He's the Democratic nominee for sheriff in Yazoo County, my hometown. So next to me, I have my beautiful, amazing co-host. Go ahead and tell them who you are over there.
Yes, I am Miss Moni from CEO of Brook and Crane Media, and welcome to today's show on 90.1 at 6 p.m. every Thursday locked in. And I am so elated that we have a great lineup today, Fabian. I mean, we have no other than Jody Owens, district attorney, the current district attorney. Let's give it up for him. Let's get him. He's definitely in the building. And we have Ty Pinkins who's going to join us later. And then we have Jeremy McCoy will be the last person that will be speaking today. We definitely want to give a great format so that everyone have their chance to tell their views and their platform. So, Fabian, I just want to tell you, I love that pre-show. You held it down for me while I got my hair done last night.
I looked at her looking good today.
Thank you.
I said it was going to be silky smooth. Let me turn around so our viewers on Facebook can see. Look at it.
Look, let them get a good look now. Let them get a look. Coco did her thing. I'm telling you, Coco did her thing. I paid her extra, y'all, because she got me in at the last minute. Because y'all know I don't go nowhere half stepping. So thank you, Coco. Raised with Coco Chanel.
Thank you. We always want to keep our co-hosts looking good. So that is so good. And we had a great time at the political forum yesterday evening. Got some really good feedback. Heard from several great candidates because it's so important that the voters hear directly from the candidates why they should vote for them, and just stop voting for somebody just because their name is on the ballot. So we always welcome good conversation with our candidates.
Yes.
So
And Fabian, can you tell us a little bit what you and your kids did for Halloween? I heard you guys had fun, and then you had a contest winner. So can you announce who the contest winner for the Halloween contest?
Most definitely. And what we did is we did a Halloween decorating contest for District 66. So I want to send a shout out to the winners, which is the Henserling family from Terry, Mississippi.
All right, congratulations.
A good town. So they really went above and beyond. I have a picture posted of their decoration on our live feed. And they, like I said, they went above and beyond, did a great job, and they won a $100 gift card.
Ooh,
and
fancy.
So I know they are very, very happy about that. And so we're so excited to be able to do something good for our community.
Yes, and so I know we got a really top-notch lineup today, but I definitely want to give some events that's going on because I promise you my side of it is the entertainment news. So I just wanted to give some information about what's going on here in the city of Jackson. So on November the 4th, we cannot forget about JSU. The I Love home game is this Saturday. They will be here. Of course, everybody cannot wait to see them perform and do their thing. The I Love. So that's this Saturday, November the 4th. Then we also have November the 5th. We have a fundraiser for the JSU basketball women team Coach Tamika Reed. She will be having a fundraiser. So please don't forget about them and come out and support them as well. And then also on November the 13th, Southern Comfort Brass Band, the baddest brass band and that's where I took you to see them at Martin's downtown, remember?
I remember they were really nice. I enjoyed that.
Okay, well, they're going to be back again this November the 18th, again at Martin's downtown. And again, don't forget to stop this weekend at AmericanSlangCollection.com. Of course, Damian Hughes, of course, he is always having great afterwear, stylish clothes. I wear it all the time. You can go to my blog and you can see my clothes as well. So make sure you check him out. He has a store on Highway 80 in Jackson. And this show, we like to support our own. So definitely go out and support American Slang Collection as well as all the local businesses. So Fabian, you can take it from here.
All right, most definitely. And I, like you said, make sure you go out and support our local businesses. That is so important that we get out and support these businesses, because that is really what embodies and really what builds, our economy. And so we want to make sure, that we're doing that. And so without further ado, I just want to bring our first guest up, and I'm going to let the wonderful Ms. Simone introduce our guest that we have coming up first.
Okay, so of course, no other than Jody Owens. He has proven results for a safer Hinds County. He also has secured over 5,000 indictments. You hear that? 5,000 indictments, focusing on violent crime and repeat offenders. He's resolved over 3,000 felony cases in the state's largest jurisdiction. He's obtained convictions in the largest public corruption scandal in state history, holding officials accountable for stealing welfare dollars from our most vulnerable populations. He's increased office staff by 80% to adequately address the criminals preying in our communities. He has fought for and received an additional $5 million in federal and state dollars to bring more crime fighting resources to Hinds County, implemented smart justice tools such as the DA's reentry and diversion programs to reduce mass incarceration. Here is some of his professional experience. He's a Hinds County District Attorney, Lieutenant in United States Navy Reserve. Thank you for your service. Managing Attorney, Southern Poverty Law Center, and attorney at Butler Snow. His education is Howard University School of Law, Jackson State University, I love, yes, and Terry High School. So let's continue our success in building a safer Hinds County. Definitely go out and vote November the 7th. And let's just give it up for Jody Owens. Welcome.
Thank you so much for allowing us to be here today. It really means a lot this close to the election as we continue to get our message to make sure everyone votes November 7th. Make sure you vote because your vote is your voice, but also we're asking for your votes for re-election to district attorney.
All right, great. So, of course, we're giving you the opportunity. We're giving you the opportunity to say anything that you want to say. Of course, we do want anyone to call in. Remember that this is a positive platform, and we're going to emphasize on the positive. So, I've already informed Fabian to have his finger on the button. So, so you get on here acting a little, like you don't know where you had some home training. We're going to have to hit that what? Button. Okay. So we're going to call in. Phone number is 601-948-5950. If you want to talk to Jody, if you have any questions for Jody. But I have a question, but you can go ahead.
All right, so we'll start with your question.
Okay. Because I know personally, social media has played a lot in getting some politicians elected. And then sometimes, some politicians feel like they don't have to use that platform in order to get elected. So how do you feel about that?
I think social media is so important in connecting with young voters in particular. I'm not the biggest social media user. Our campaign uses social media a lot because we want to connect with everyone. first and foremost, we want to let everyone know that we need them involved in the process. More involvement means a better process and a better product by way of who we're electing to be our leaders and to represent our interests in these offices. But also, you just have to understand, you know, when I grew up, my mom got a newspaper every day, Clarion Ledger. That meant something every day. And I don't think I've ever had a Clarion Ledger come to my house. And now I think my mom just gets the Sunday one for the coupons. I think they still use the coupons. Maybe they're digital now. So we have to reach people, and we have to understand that over the last 20 years with Instagram and YouTube and Facebook, that's how people get their news and their media. So we believe in it. We think it's important to touch as many people as possible, but also we have to evolve with the times. And that's one of the things we've actually, to your larger point, done with crime fighting. We realized that individuals were committing crimes and bragging about it on social media. Conflict between individuals in different neighborhoods were occurring on Instagram because of, I don't like your click and my click and what you posted and what I posted. So we actually have implemented crime fighting tools where we actually are tracking internet and determining what people have and how to make sure we're getting the appropriate person for the appropriate crime.
Thank you.
Wow, that's really good. People having gang wars on Instagram and social media. Things just are always evolving and always changing. So can you tell me what is your plan for Hinds County for the next 4 years?
Well, we're excited because the previous 4 years we were hamstringed by COVID. As you know, the court shut down, the courthouse shut down, the grand jury shut down. So what we were able to do with those last 4 years, we think is a small subset of what we can do with 4 years of running hard. For the first time in the last 4 years, we have a lot of people on the same page. What I mean by that is that we have a new U.S. attorney who was appointed by President Biden. It just got confirmed over the last 60 days. We have new judges, and every judge in Hinds County is working so hard together. We have police, whether it be Capitol Police, the Sheriff's Office. We have a new chief with JPD, and that force is growing, so we have more police presence. So our goal is to make sure we're doing more things to be more proactive with crime. We have to reach young people earlier. We realize that some of our 17 and even sadly 16-year-olds are committing some really horrific crimes. We have to go to the 7th and 6th and 8th grade and making sure we're getting kids while they're still in school and showing that there is the alternative. And if you don't go the right way, the wrong way will mean your life for decades in prison. But also we want to be more aggressive with things like mental health and things like addiction. When I use the term smart justice, that's recognizing that the ills of our society are not just based on crime, but why people commit crimes. If we only care about the crime itself, and which we should, we want to be safe and people have to be held accountable, but a real smart system of justice is one in which we look at the ills that create crimes. If all you know is poverty, but theft makes more sense to you. If all you know is addiction, what you do, you might not be able to be held accountable for it. And if you have serious mental health issues, a jail is not the best place for you. Now, people still want accountability, and that's why we push that. But to do that over the last 4 years, we had to get the resources that we needed. And where you will be in January, we've gotten so much help from the Hinds County delegation. Hinds County is the biggest jurisdiction in the state of Mississippi, but guess what? Before I got the office, we had the least amount of resources. While we have, at one point, 21% of the murders in the entire state of Mississippi, we got the same budget as a place that had 3% of the murders. And you can't prosecute violent crime without having the resources. That's why we're so proud of growing the office, because one, to get Republicans and Democrats to agree, we're going to give this office money in Jackson, Hinds County, means it's an issue that we can all work together and we see it. But with those resources, we're able to evaluate cases better, move better, and give you a better product, because ultimately, safety is an issue that we all agree on. We want to be safe, and if we're safe, our communities are better. We have more economic opportunities, and we can do more.
Okay.
Okay, great.
You know, that's really good. I'm really glad you just mentioned that in regards to funding, because that's one thing that I talk so much about is that here in Hinds County, all across the board, and the city of Jackson as a whole, you know, we're doing the best that we can with the resources that we have. When we look at a community that has been deprived of resources, deprived of a tax base, I don't say deprived, but a lot of people have moved. So the tax base has shrunk. And so with the resources that we have, we're doing the absolute best. So that's why from the state capitol, we have to advocate and we have to fight to make sure the resources are here so that people can do their jobs. A company can't function if they're, you know, under budget, if they're, you know, they have a budget and they're not bringing enough revenue.
And you know more than most people that there are a lot of entities in Jackson that don't have to pay taxes. Government buildings have to pay taxes.
Yes.
Despite taking the water in the streets and resources, we have so many churches, even in the capital city, that don't have to pay taxes. Yes. And a lot of our real estate with all these state buildings. So there has to be some type of supplement or derivative there to make sure we can support ourselves.
Most definitely. What would you say was your or has been your biggest accomplishment in your current seat for the past few years?
I don't think I can point to just one. I will tell you, I was very proud of putting a stop to the TANF scandal. They said a DA's office, and some people even said certainly not a black DA's office ran by someone that looks like me could be there and hold people accountable. But we were the first to indict, we were the first to convict individuals who had stolen almost $100 million from the most needy citizens. So certainly we're proud of that. But we're also proud of every case. I mean, we've changed the trajectory of how people viewed crime in Hinds County. This year we have a 94% trial rate, which means 94% out of every 100% of trials, we're winning. And that sends a message that, there used to be this joke, if you want to commit crime, come on this side of county line. Okay, we'll try that. We'll roll the dice there because we value human life in Hinds County. And all of our citizens do. So we're trying to change the narrative. And I think that getting the right people on the bus, growing the office, we're certainly proud of that. I mean, for the governor of Mississippi and to agree with the Hinds County delegation on this and say, look, here's millions of dollars. We trust you. Well, that means a lot that we have the trust of the state and the community and people like you who have to make real hard decisions about who you give money to and why, and who will give you the return on that. So we think growing the staff is probably so significant too. We have so many people applying to our office that want to work in Jackson, Hinds County because they want to make a difference. So I think overall, I would just say we've changed the perception of crime and we still have ways to go. I mean, clearing that grand jury backlog, when I came to the office, we had boxes and boxes of papers on top of each other. We're now a paperless office and everything's in the cloud. And again, we couldn't have done that without funding from the legislature, but we also could not have accomplished this without proving them that if you give us a chance and you give us the equal amounts as everybody else, we can give you not just results, but better results.
That's great. That's it. And hey, I'm going to tell you, you have an advocate there for you, another advocate in the Hinds County delegation to get some funding because we have a lot of things that we have to, fix and things we have to fund right here in Hinds County. And, good job with TANF scandal. That's a very hot topic right now. And like you say, these people stole from not only the most vulnerable people in Mississippi, but the most vulnerable people in the country, by Mississippi being one of the poorest states.
It's sad. It's so sad. And these are hard things to choose from. I think you need to take a call.
Yeah,
Yes.
we have a caller.
Fantastic.
Okay. Caller.
Hey, caller, you're on the air. What can we do for you?
Yes, sir. Thank you. And thank you, Jay Owens, for all you do for Hinds County. I had a question for the district attorney. I heard him speak recently at an event about how digital and case management is helping move cases faster. I was wondering if you could talk about how that's helping his office.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, caller, for your question. When we came to the office, we were not a 21st century office. I mean, we didn't have laptops, we didn't have Wi-Fi, and you need this. We're the capital of a state, so we need these resources. And we were able to get this state-of-the-art software. It's called Carpal, which impacts how we get cases from police. Before I came to office, police actually had to bring a physical file to us, bring a disc to us, and it would be copied. And that's how we would give what's called discovery to the defense and the lawyers. But now they do everything from their desk. Police in Clinton and in Byram and Raymond and Utica, and certainly here in Hinds County, we're saving them hundreds of man hours. When they finish their investigation, they just load everything up to the cloud and we have it. And then therefore we don't lose cases. One of the big criticisms of our office before I got there was that we kept losing cases. So when we looked at what we would do, we have a system now that one, we can't lose anything, but two, it saves our police so much time because they have so much important and critical work to do that we have to make sure that we're doing everything possible to help them and support them. Because our first responders not only have to be mental health counselors and crisis preventions, but they also have to risk their life every day. They don't need to spend hundreds of hours throughout the month coming back and forth to our office. So this system is changing. Guess what? I'm really proud of this. We're the only office in the state of Mississippi that has a system that's implemented this, and we've had it for a year. And it's really, really time for Hinds County to be first.
That's amazing.
All right, thank you. Any more questions? All right. I guess she's all minds are satisfied.
Well, thank you, caller, for calling in. We definitely appreciate you. And if anybody else want to get on here and call in, just call in to 601-948-5950. I think we have all been enlightened with so much great information from the district attorney, Jody Owens, today. And I think that, a lot of times we think that our vote doesn't matter. but it does. And that's the reason why we are putting on these platforms, so you can actually see these candidates. You can actually call in, because there's sometimes you're not able to physically be right there to ask them these questions. Here is your time to ask the questions that you want to ask them, and here's the platform to be able to ask the questions, because we definitely want you to go out and vote. Also, we don't want you to forget about absentee voting. Of course, the last Saturday for this month for the voting before the November the 7th is this Saturday is 8 a.m. to 12 p.m.
All right,
So-
I'm going to cut in really quickly because I'm going to cut in really quickly. We have Ty Pickens. We're going to bring him up. He has to run, and so we're going to put him on the stage real quick, and we're going to come back to DA Jody in just a moment. So hang on for me.
You got him.
All right, hey there, Ty. How you doing?
What's going on, my man? How are you?
Hey, nothing much. Look, we're just staying busy over here, as I know you are as well. And so we're gonna bring you
You're a
on.
busy man. You're an important man. You're a busy man. I see you doing it all.
Yeah, look, always something to do. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are bringing up Ty Pickens. He's a candidate for Mississippi Secretary of State.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for having me on your show. So excited. This year is an important year. We have about 5-6 days left until November 7th, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. We get to vote and we get to try to change our state. And I think we have an incredible chance to do it this year. And I'm running for Secretary of State. Proud to be in this race. Proud of having visited over 60 counties and spoken to voters all over our state to let them know why I'm in this race.
That is great. So we are, definitely excited about having you in the race. I've been watching, been following you, seeing the hard work, and you definitely are the man, for the job. Can you talk to the viewers a little bit about some things that you're wanting to do to, make things better here in Mississippi?
Look, I think this election is so important because of the things that are on the table. You got stuff like healthcare that's on the table, Medicaid expansion. Women's reproductive freedoms, that's on the table. Unemployment, that's on the table. But I think with regard to the Secretary of State's office, one of the most important things that's on the table this year is expanding voting rights in Mississippi, particularly when you take a look at other states. 41 other states have implemented what's called online voter registration. 41 other states have implemented that already. And in 2023, Mississippi is one of the only states that doesn't participate in that, has not implemented that tool in order for to make it easier for Mississippians to register to vote. 47 other states have implemented what's called no excuse early voting. In Mississippi, you got to count bubbles and soap. You got to count Cheerios and swim across the Mississippi River in order to vote early without an excuse. You can't do it, while 47 other states have already implemented. And another statistic, nearly half the states in this country have implemented what's called same-day voter registration, meaning that if a voter went to the polls on election day and there was a discrepancy with his name, he could fix that right on the spot, take 10 steps to the right, and vote. But not in Mississippi. We can't do that. And I think that's a tragedy because no state in this country has fought longer and harder for people to vote than the state of Mississippi. None, no state. Yet in 2023, we're still at the back of the line. And so I know we can't talk about our opponents, but I won't do that. I'm not going to say anything discriminatory, bad about him. But when you've been in office for 16 years and you haven't been able to Google what 41 other states have done or 47 other states have done and take that free roadmap and implement it in a state like Mississippi, then it's time to go home. And that's why I'm running, because Mississippi needs to understand that we have an opportunity to lead right now. Think about this, Fabian. Now, I mentioned the 41 states, the 47 states, nearly half the states have implemented these things. We're last. There are only 2 states remaining that haven't implemented those things, New Hampshire and Mississippi. Now, what if we went and got those 3 things and implemented them all in Mississippi? We'd immediately go from worst to first with regard to the voter access to the ballot box. It's that simple. Some of the other things that I want to make sure that I work on as Secretary of State is supporting the overturning of Mississippi's felony disenfranchisement laws. I think it's a tragedy that our judicial system is supposed to be set up to rehabilitate people. If you commit a crime, a civil crime or a criminal crime, you either have to pay a fine, $5,000, $50,000, $500,000, or you have to go to jail. And you stay for 5 months, 5 years, 50 years. But when you pay that fine, when you complete that time in jail, our system is set up so you're supposed to have been rehabilitated and placed back in your community, in society, so you can be a positive contribution to your community. How can you do that if we have a system that's set up to take away the most fundamental right you have, the right to vote, and never get it back? But right now, at the full Fifth Circuit is taking a look at that case. My opponent and the Attorney General of our state, they support upholding that law, but I don't. I support overturning Mississippi's felony disenfranchisement law so that we can allow people to go back in their communities and be 100% citizens and contributors to their communities. So those are just a few of the things that I want to focus on as Secretary of State, because I think Mississippians are ready for Mississippi to lead.
Ty, this is Jody Owens. I got to jump in real quick. I might get fired. But so that lawsuit you're referencing, that's a lawsuit I brought when I was at the Southern Poverty Law Center, and you couldn't be more right. I mean, when I tell you how backwards we have this, and I'm so glad that you're running for this office, because if voting didn't matter, people wouldn't try to stop us from doing it. So continue to speak to power. We need a Secretary of State who gets the importance of our state and how we're a better state if everybody can vote. And so
Absolutely.
I just commend you on running and also realizing that this is so critical when people don't realize how powerful this office is, because you change lives and you change the trajectory of the state. So kudos to you, brother.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why we need people like you in office. And people have to understand that these things are overlapping, where your position, my position, the Mississippi Attorney General's position, all of that stuff overlaps, and it affects people's lives on a deep, deep level. Think about this. You go back into your community, and we're still talking about Mississippi felony disenfranchisement laws, and you have single Black fathers that we know are highly represented in our prison system. And we have leaders that say we need to make sure that Black fathers are present, that they are being productive in their communities, and they're taking care of their children. Okay, although I disagree with the sentiment that Black fathers are the only ones that are not in their homes. I think that's across the board, but that's another topic. When they complete their time and you send them back to their homes, to their kids, and you take away that fundamental right, how degrading is that? How degrading is that to say you're half of an American? You can't participate in shaping your state's future, electing the people who are going to determine what happens to you and your family's life. So I think it's a common sense thing to do. Most states don't have this type of regulation in place against people, and frankly, and you'll agree with me on this, Attorney Owens, that it's a violation of the Eighth Amendment protection against cruel and unusual punishment, and that's obvious. So that's one of the things that I want to fight for as Mississippi's next Secretary of State. But the other thing is making sure we restore the ballot initiative. Same fundamental premise, the right to place things directly on the ballot to tell legislatures what voters want them to focus on. And Fabian, you can feel this. You're about to go into the legislature, and I know you're the type of leader you want to hear from your constituents. They're your boss. You want them to tell you what to do. That's a fundamental pillar of our democracy, for voters, Americans, Mississippians to be able to speak directly to the legislature and explain to them, this is what I want you to focus on. And if you can't get it right, put it on the ballot, because I want all Mississippians to decide what we want. And we know why it hasn't been re-implemented. And I don't shy away from it. I don't. We know why. It hasn't been re-implemented. It ain't because of the medicinal marijuana thing. Nope, that's an excuse. It's because some of our leaders are afraid of women deciding what to do with their own bodies. That is it. They don't want to put women's reproductive freedoms on the ballot. And that's one of the things that I'll fight for, to reinstitute the ballot initiative, implement online voter registration, no excuse early voting, same day voter registration, all of it. I want it all. And I think Mississippi deserves it all.
All right. Well, you guys have heard it, and that's why you need to get out there and do what do you want the voters to do on November 7th?
I need you to wake up, and I need you to get to the polls at 7 o'clock a.m. It's going to be open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. You need to take a friend. You need to take a family member. Take your cat. Take your pet. Take whoever you want to take with you. Take somebody to the polls with you, because this year is our year. We have some incredible candidates on the ballot. We got Attorney Owens sitting right there. Incredible candidate. We have Greta Kemp Martin for Attorney General. Absolutely incredible. We have Keep Stamps from right there in Jackson, Public Service Commissioner. Imagine how important public services is, electricity, water, gas is to people's life. You got folks like veterans like Robert Bradford running for Commissioner of Agriculture. And of course, you got me, the funny looking bald head guy, running for Secretary of Agriculture. November the 7th, get out and vote. This is our time to change Mississippi. We are at a precipice, and Tuesday is going to be the day. Something special is about to happen. Thank you so much for sharing your time with me, my friend. I love coming on your show.
No problem. Can't wait to have you back. Thank you for everything, and good luck out there. All right.
All right. Thank you, my man. Bye-bye.
All right. And we have some callers on the line. Calls are backed up, so let's get callers and see.
They are ready to talk.
All right. All right, caller, you're on the line. Thank you so much for your patience. We're so sorry. Yes, he's still here.
Okay, well, I want to ask him a question. He was talking about this China fund money, and how he was the first one that prosecuted and got a conviction. So, well, explain to the radio audience that's listening tonight, how much more is connected with this kind of money investigation, and how much further can you go with this to get more convictions? Because I know the one that's convicted is not the only one that's involved. There's many more. How far up the ladder can you go?
Thank you so much for your question. I think it's an ongoing question that a lot of listeners want to know who's next and why. And I will tell you this. I will tell you that we're still coordinating and working with our federal partners and our new U.S. attorney on holding others accountable. We're still reviewing files and documents. I know that the general public would like this to move faster, and so would I. I use other examples of other prosecutions of maybe former presidents as an example that it takes a long time coming. By the time you saw us convict someone, that case had been with the auditor's office for more than a year. When an agency brings us a case, we evaluate that case, and if we can move forward, we do. I'm not done yet. I'm certainly interested on going to the very top. If you look at the way we prosecuted people, we kind of started at the bottom and kept going up and up, and we got to the news. Then we got to Mr. Davis, who was a state-appointed official by an ex-governor, and the other people that we're continuing to look at. I will tell you that our office also is struggling because we have had 500 homicides in the last 4 years. And I know that our citizens want to make sure that each one of those cases also is brought to justice too. That's why when we spoke earlier about expanding the office, it was so important because I want a white collar crime division. I think that's important because we're in the Capitol and we have this unique opportunity to have jurisdiction over state legislatures. Of course, Representative-elect Nelson would never break the law because he's such a law-abiding citizen. Right. But certainly he would point out to people who were doing wrong things and say, look, DA, I want you to look at this. And because we have dual jurisdiction, which means both we and the U.S. attorney have jurisdictions or similar companion statutes to indict and prosecute people, we're still very much interested in that. I've designated one of our ADAs, Joe Him-Laban, as the federal designee with the U.S. Attorney's Office. And we also are looking at ways right now to further partner with the U.S. Attorney's Office. When our U.S. Attorney got appointed, his name is Todd G. When he got appointed, I met with him, and the next 2 weeks we had breakfast together. And I said, look, I need to work with you to bring justice to Hinds County. And we're looking at ways to partner because oftentimes the federal authorities and the state authorities, they don't agree. Oftentimes they're fighting over power and control and who gets the credit. But I think we have a real partner that doesn't care about credit. And he wants to get it right. And I will tell you that over the next 4 years, I hope to be able to give you more convictions and hold people accountable that stole money.
Let me ask you this before you go.
Yes, sir.
Are you receiving any type of pushback from high up officials in regard to this case?
I think we've ran into a lot of people that don't want us to work and get other convictions. We've worked with different investigators who were appointed. Obviously, one of the special prosecutors was terminated. We had worked with him at first. We're trying to work with other people. This firm has been hired by the state of Mississippi. We're trying to work with them. Everybody has different initiatives. Some people are just trying to get the money back for Mississippi. We want to get the money back too, but we also think if you broke the law, that the stuff these individuals did, when you put in a position of trust and authority, it's worse than just stealing money. And a lot of people don't appreciate how this can impact our communities just as much as violent crime, but I do. I think if you're stealing money that could give somebody a second chance or help a struggling mother provide a life for her family and her children, well, that does just as much damage to our communities as access to justice. So, but we're going to keep working. We're not done yet. Hopefully, with prayer and support, we will be reelected on Tuesday, and we can focus on doing the right thing.
All right. Thank you very much, sir, for taking my call.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much, caller. All right. We have another call. All right, caller, you're on the air. All right, caller, you're on the air.
Hello,
Hi, good evening. How you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
Doing good. What can we do for you?
I was calling to ask a question for the district attorney.
Okay, he's right here next to me.
Oh, okay. So my question is, I was reading some articles recently and saw that it was in National News, I think, and saw that he talked about the medical examiner's office and something that was going on with autopsies or something like that. And I just kind of wanted to hear more information about what his office is doing in regards to that.
Caller, thank you so much for your question. It's no secret in Mississippi that we've had a significant backlog with autopsies. So what that means is that for our office to have a criminal case of a murder, the defense, we need to know the manner and cause of death. We need to know why a person died, where bullets entered the body, what was recovered, what a toxicology report shows. And it's critical that a forensic pathologist issues that report. Now, that report comes from the state medical examiner's office. And unfortunately, we've had an extensive and long-going backlog where that has delayed our ability to prosecute cases. Oftentimes, Fabian, we'll actually have all the evidence to the defense counsel, except the autopsy report. And believe it or not, who funds the state crime lab? Our state legislature. So I'm really counting on Representative Nelson's ability to make sure that office is fully funded, because it's significant. When people wonder why my case is taking so much time, it's often things outside of our control. And because we have a large number of homicides historically over the last 4 years, or last 2 years, we've seen that impact our ability to move fast. But I think that we're working with Commissioner Tyndall, who's a current public safety commissioner, and we also have brought a lot of light to these issues. And again, it's like all things, caller. If people don't know what the problem is, they can't find the solution. And we've tried to take a common sense approach of making sure people know what the problems are, and they help us that way. So we've been screaming over the last 4 years at the top of our lungs that we need these examinations done quickly and timely so we can give victims the justice they deserve.
Well, thank you. I just also want to say thank you I saw y'all's numbers, and I want to say thank you for the job that you do. I see that the conviction rate was high. And how can I donate to your campaign? What can I do?
Well, first and foremost, caller, you got to vote. I think my good friend Ty said, take somebody to the polls November 7th, know how important it is, vote down the ticket, vote early. He said get there at 7. I want you to get there at 6:45. I want you to be first in line and make sure you vote. We do encourage everyone to go to our campaign website. It's Owens for Hines DA, owensforhinesda.com. There's an opportunity to donate, but just make sure you're engaged and continue to like us on social media and make sure people know that we're here and we're going to keep fighting for the citizens of Hinds County. And for people like you who are concerned about these issues, we want to be a transparent district attorney's office. We continue to talk about those subjects on social media, and whether it's Instagram or Facebook, when we start the question, We want to make sure that people have a place that they can always go to learn more about how your DA is fighting for you. Thank you, caller.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, caller, for calling in.
Thank you.
We're getting some
I'm
great calls.
loving the excitement of all of our callers calling in. Of course, the call-in number is 601-948-5950. Thank you, Jody, for enlightening us and answering these questions. And, believe it or not, I mean, answering questions. He's used to doing press conferences a lot, but you never know what somebody is going to throw at you. So I just appreciate you having the courage, because we were out somewhere and someone said, "Oh, I don't think I can do it," because I don't know what they may ask me. But again, this is a safe place.
Well,
Fabian and I definitely want to make sure that this is a safe place to come, and we're thankful that you decided to come.
Thank you. The good thing about it is that people have to be honest. Nobody has all the answers, neither Fabian nor myself, but we're willing to ask the tough questions. And I've been really fortunate to hire really smart people around me. I have this amazing staff of women and men around us who are interested in getting it right, from our investigators to our support staff to our lawyers. And I'm really proud that they've been willing to go on this journey with us, because it is a journey. I mean, we're trying to make Hinds County safer, and we know where we started at, and we have to finish. So,
And what I always tell people, if you're running for public office, you have to be ready for scrutiny. You have to be ready for people to ask the tough questions, because when you're on the campaign trail, that's the easy part. It's
Right.
once you get elected, that's when the hard part comes. So this is just getting you ready. We have another caller on the line. Let's see.
All right. We're on the road today.
All right, caller, you're on the air. What can we do for you?
I just want to call in and let DA Owens know that we do appreciate the work that he has done the last 4 years, and we're looking forward to him continuing that work. As a longtime resident of Hinds County, I've seen some of the changes he's making, and we do appreciate that, and we'll be praying for him and a continued campaign effort to lead us in that district attorney's office.
thank you so much, caller. It means a lot to know we have the support of the community, and I want you to know that we're going to keep working hard to earn your respect and your support.
Thank you
You
again,
do a good
caller.
work. Keep it up, DA Owens. Appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much, caller. We got one more holding.
And we're gonna take one more before we bring in our very last guest.
The very last guest. So
Yes.
we're going to have our last guest, one more call, and our last guest. So hold on.
Caller.
All right, caller, you're on the air.
Hello, I just wanted to say thank you to DA Owens for all that you're doing. I was having a conversation with somebody at the doctor's office, and the lady was a little bit confused, but I explained to her that you have a job to do. And I believe that you are fair and you've been very, very, very impartial. I thank you. And I would love for the people out in the county to go and vote for you overwhelmingly. You're the only Democrat on the ticket. You're the person who has proven himself to be fair, and we need you. I'm asking all of the people in Raymond, Bolton, Houston, Edwards, Learned, Clinton, and of course Jackson, and I don't want to forget Terry,
Thank
to
you.
go out and select Jody Owens for DA. You know, I know that you've gotten some pushback because you've prosecuted really hard cases, but keep doing what you're doing. The people understand. We're going to go out and we're going to keep you doing what you're doing. Thank you, sir.
Caller, thank you so much. I need to listen to you when I wake up in the morning, because you motivate me. And the truth is, the caller certainly appreciates it's a difficult job. By sending people to jail, by prosecuting people, you're making people unhappy. And unfortunately, they're good people on all sides, but people have to be held accountable. And that's what we've tried to do over the last 4 years. And it's not always been easy, but I am a Christian. I'm someone who believes that we make the decisions based on prayer, based on trying to hold people accountable and what the people elected us to do. We swore in the Constitution to do uphold the Constitution and uphold for not just Mississippi, but for the United States. And we've been doing that. We're going to keep trying to do that. But caller, I really appreciate your support. You know, I'm from Terry, so the county means the world to me. But this state means the world to me. And we're going to save Jackson. We're going to do the right thing over the next 4 years. And hopefully when we come back to the show, we'll be proud enough to say we've gotten there. We've crossed the path where we're one of the safest counties in Mississippi, but also we're practicing redemption, rehabilitation, which is the larger experience of not just of Christianity, but also of forgiveness for our brothers and our sisters. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Jody. We appreciate you as well.
Well, thank you for having me. I hope to be back soon.
All right, thank you so much for joining us. Everybody, this is Hinds County DA Jody
Thank you
Owens
so much.
joining us.
Attorney Jody Owens, we appreciate you.
Everybody, last and not least, the man that we have all been waiting for, none other than Jeremy Bull McCoy. He is running for sheriff of Yazoo County, my hometown, my home county where I was born and raised. So we're going to bring him on to the show. Jeremy, welcome to the Reliable Representation Talk Show.
How you doing? How you doing?
Doing great. Thank you so much for your patience and hanging in there with us. And we are so excited to have you on our show.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Yes, and you're in Yazoo County. That's my hometown, my home county. My parents, both my parents still live there, all my cousins. So that's why it's so important that we go out and we get a sheriff that's going to be there to protect every single person. So tell us why you're the man for the job.
All right. Well, I have a deep passion for doing the right thing, especially in Yazoo County. You have a different sense of pride when you're at home. You're taking care of home. You know everybody. You want to see everybody living life and more abundantly. And my hometown hero, I believe in rebuilding. I have a strong connection with the youth here in Yazoo County. So it's personal for me. Everybody that knows me knows that I want to do the right thing. I want to see everybody else doing the right thing. And I have what it takes to bring people together so we can all get on one accord and move Yazoo County forward. This shit.
Hey, Jeremy, can you hear and see me now? We're having technical difficulties here, y'all. Sorry about that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Jeremy.
I'm back now.
All right, look, I'm sorry that my computer literally just blanked out for some reason, but okay, we're back. Sorry about that, everybody. All right, so can you repeat the last statement for us, please?
I said, yeah, I'm my hometown hero. I love Yazoo County, Yazoo City. I'm from here, been here all my life, 35 years. Probably never will leave Yazoo County. I got a strong desire for rebuilding the place. I believe we can do that through making relationships with our youth and giving them positive mentors. Once again, giving them opportunities and giving them other things to do. And that's what I'm about. That's what I like to bring back to the community, and being firm and fair when it comes down to law enforcement.
You know what? That's right. And what we're hearing all across the board, Hinds County, Yazoo County, and nationally, is that a lot of crimes that are being committed by our youth. And so we have to really start back figuring out ways that we can really mentor and get them engaged and get them involved and get them, off the streets. That's an overlooked population when it comes to law enforcement. So what are some of your plans for the youth of Yazoo County?
Well, what I do now, I have a thing we call building from boot camp. And I've come to learn that over the years of dealing with children, dealing with the youth, they love structure, they love discipline, they love attention. A lot of times they'll do certain things just to get that one-on-one attention from you. It's a great thing when you can get a child and engage their mind, getting them to using their mind again, getting them to thinking about every small detail that they thing that they do, thinking them about everything that they saying. And you can also engage them in other ways of showing them different talents, different skills, taking them different places. And there's a lot that you will come to learn about a child once you actively get involved with them and show them some care. Show them some attention, because that's all they want. They get out in the streets and it's so easy for them to get attention, but it's the wrong kind of attention. So with me being the chief law enforcement official of the county, I think that would be very influential to the younger generation to say, well, hey, I can talk to him. I know him. I know he's going to come if I call him. I know he's going to do the right thing. I trust him. So that's one of my biggest things leading into this election.
That's it. And I'm gonna go back just one more step further. And it's something, I listen to everything, and something that you said what I am doing right now with the youth. And the reason I say that is people need to start looking at track records of people that they're voting for. And you're already doing the work. You're not saying that once I'm elected, I'm going to start a mentorship program. You're not the sheriff, and you've already started doing that. And so I say that to say is you have a platform already to save our young people. Being the sheriff means you're only going to be able to add more resources and implement that. So I want to commend you on that. I want to commend you on your hard work. I've been watching your campaign ever since day one, and you have been working hard for the job. That's what makes you the person for the job. You're working hard now. You're showing people what they're going to get once they get you elected. And so once we get you elected, because I'm pushing for you, I'm telling all my friends and family up there in Yazoo City, that in Yazoo County, that we have to go out, because I'm invested in Yazoo County still, having family there and having roots. I only want to see the best things for our county.
And also, Jeremy, it's nice to meet you too. I have not been to Yazoo City. I've been hearing some really great things. So when you get elected, Fabian is going to bring me there, and I want you to give me the official grand tour of Yazoo City. Okay?
No, you want the key to the city.
Yes,
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Come on down. I'll be more than glad to show you all 956 square miles of Yazoo County and everything within it. And we're going to get here. We're going to make this place a better place. We're going to get our elderly people to where they can sit out on their porches again and not worried about being robbed and shot at. We're going to give our kids something positive to look forward to day in and day out. We're going to give them hope again. We're going to let them know that we're here for them, because that's so important right now, what's going on in Yazoo. Times are hard. A lot of parents can't be there. A lot of parents working 2 or 3 jobs. They work at night shift. So we got to come together again as a community to build that village and to set that tone in Yazoo to say, well, we're here for each other. I got your back. Even though you have to be careful when building your village, but we all know the people that we can trust. We all know the genuine and the sincere people, and that's all we need to do is get somebody to set the spark, to set the trend, to get people to working together again. And I'm the person to do that.
I know it. Look, I know you're the person, and I think a lot of other people in Yazoo know that you are the person, and I'm excited about you becoming the sheriff. And it's Crystal Monique. What you got going on?
So I just want to ask you, on November the 7th, what do you think, if you could just use one phrase that you think that could go and motivate people to vote? What is that phrase that you could get them to go out and vote?
Your action today will affect you 10 years from now. What you do today will greatly impact your future, not only your future, but your kids' future. I don't know about anybody else, but I have 3 kids. My oldest is 14. 14 years ago, I decided it wasn't about me. It's all about my kids and what I can leave for them, how I can make a better and a safer place for those friends of theirs, for them to raise a family. And that's what I'm all about. So November the 7th, we need to get out in record numbers and get out and cast our vote. Even if you feel it don't matter, cast it anyway. It's only 2 minutes out of your day.
That is great. So everybody, you have heard from Jeremy Boyle McCoy, Democratic nominee for Sheriff of Yazoo County. Go out and support this guy. He is the man for the job. Jeremy, we thank you so much for coming on our show. And you are invited back at any time. We want you to constantly come back and give us updates on what's going on in Yazoo, because we have a lot of Yazoo listeners that tune in. So Jeremy, thank you so much.
So much, Jeremy. And
Thank you for having me.
the 7th.
All right.
Thank you.
And
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And we have one more surprise guest that's coming to join us this evening. Don't you love surprises? So we got about a minute for her to tell us a little bit about what's going on. There you go. It's all yours.
Thank you so much. Newly state representative.
I like the way that sounds.
Yes. Look here. I thank you all for allowing me to just walk in and just share with the radio listeners out here. Addie Green, I'm running for your state treasurer, and it's statewide, 82 counties. And look at here. I'm just asking you if I can handle your money. And if I can handle your money on Tuesday from 7 to 7, all over the state of Mississippi, my name appear on your ballot in the 82 counties of Mississippi. And that's Tuesday, November the 7th. Again, thank you so much for allowing me this opportunity. We've been very busy today, and we got much more to do. Thank you so much, radio listeners.
Thank you so much, and we appreciate you. And again, as we close with our theme song, we definitely want to say thank you to all of our listeners on our WNPR 90.1 family. From Reliable Representation Talk Show is Fabian Nelson, the host. Yes. And I'm yours truly, Miss Moni Love Media. And Fabian, you want to get us on out of here?
All right, look, I think Ms. Green took us home today with it. And hey, everybody, thank y'all for tuning in. We'll see you guys next Thursday at 6:00 p.m. And until then, love yourself, love each other, love your community, love your state, and most importantly, love your favorite representative, Fabian Nelson, House District 66.
Yes. And hello to Dr. Nelson, my mom, Bertha Rand, and all of our family and friends. We do appreciate you guys for listening. Thank you so much. We love you.
And wobble to the poll on November the 7th from 7 to 7.
You heard them. Wobble to the poll. Have a great day.
Thank you.